All right, we're gonna begin on page 60. Change. Stella is the first to notice the change, but soon we all feel it. Do you feel it? A new animal is coming to the big top mall. How do we know this? Because we listen. We watch. And most of all, we sniff the air. Humans always smell odd when change is in the air, like rotten meat with a hint of papaya. Page 61, guessing. Bob fears our new neighbor will be a giant cat with slitted eyes and a coiled tail. But Stella says a truck will arrive this afternoon carrying a baby elephant. How do you know? I ask. I sample the air, but all I smell is caramel corn. I love caramel corn. I can hear her, Stella says. She's crying for her mother. I listen. I hear the cars charging past. I hear the snore of the sun bears in their wire domain, but I don't hear any elephants. You're just hoping, I say. Stella closes her eyes. No, she says softly, not hoping at all. Okay, so Stella could get like another elephant. Should make her excited, right? Why doesn't it? I think it's really important that when we go from character to character, you kind of jump into it so that you can sort of feel what they're feeling. Stella's upset. Think about why. And I think that Catherine Applegate has been leading us here with how the characters are, the kind of melancholy, the sadness, but kind of acceptance that everybody has about where they're at. Page 63, Jambo. My TV is off, so while we wait for the new neighbor, I ask Stella to tell us a story. Stella rubs her right foot against the wall. Her foot is swollen again, an ugly deep red. Feels a little like foreshadowing. We haven't talked about foreshadowing yet, but I'm guessing most of you know what it is. We'll go over it in detail in the next couple of days. But they keep mentioning the foot more and more, and now we see that it's red. So think about what that might mean. We'll talk about it tomorrow. If you're not feeling well, Stella, I say, you could take a nap and tell us a story later. I'm fine, she says, and she carefully shifts her weight. Tell us the Jambo story, I say. It's a favorite of mine, but I don't think Bob has ever heard it. Because she remembers everything, Stella knows many stories. I like colorful tales with black beginnings and stormy middles and cloudless blue sky endings. But any story will do. I'm not in a position to be picky. Once upon a time, Stella begins, there was a human boy. He was visiting a gorilla family at a place called a zoo. What's a zoo? Bob asks. He's a street-smart dog, but there's much he hasn't seen. A good zoo, Stella says, is a large domain, a wild cage, a safe place to be. It has room to roam and humans who don't hurt. She pauses, considering her words. A good zoo is how a human makes amends. There's a big word in this book, amends. A-M-E-N-D-S. Try to think about what it means for now. We'll look it up later. Unless you want to look it up right now, that's fine. But amends, it's a great word. Stella moves a bit, groaning softly. The boy stood on a wall, she continues, watching, pointing, but he lost his balance and fell into the wild cage. Humans are clumsy, I interrupt. If only they would knuckle walk, they wouldn't topple so often. Stella nods. A good point, Ivan. In any case, the boy lay in a motionless heap while the humans gasped and cried. The silverback, whose name was Jambo, examined the boy, as was his duty, while his troop watched from a safe distance. Jambo stroked the child gently. He smelled the boy's pain, and then he stood watch. When the boy awoke, his humans cried out, "Stay still, don't move," because they were certain, humans are always certain about things, that Jambo would crush the boy's life from him. The boy moaned. The crowd waited, hushed, expecting the worst. Jambo led his troop away. Men came down on ropes and whisked the child to waiting arms. "Was the boy all right?" Bob asked. Was the boy all right? Bob asked. "He wasn't hurt," Stella says, "although I wouldn't be surprised if his parents hugged him many times that night in between their scoldings." Bob, who has been chewing his tail, pauses, tilting his head. "Is that a true story?" "I always tell the truth," Stella replies, "although sometimes confuse the facts." All right, we're going to pause off. This is a short one. I'll read one more short one for today.